The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Right, so you are in a military base in Washington. Its name is Trevor.
Trevor?
No. I actually don't know what the base in Washington is called. All I know it's like Alameda, Quantico, something like that.
Yeah.
And you are being detained in the base for a couple weeks.
Yes.
While they debrief you and want to know things. So we will start by a large mustachioed military man has you alone in a room with a light bulb dangling over the head, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you were done it, weren't you?"
Done what?
So it's your contention that you ended up kidnapped by robots.
Yes.
And they forced you to do computer work for them.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why would robots need you to do computer work for them, Mr. Magruder, if that is your name?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Magruder.
Why would they want you to do... Why would robots need you to do computer work? Why couldn't the robots do it themselves? They're robots.
It doesn't mean that they can program.
Look, programming is a computer robot thing, yes? It's like the way they think. So humans don't need computers to do their thinking for them, so it stands to reason that machines don't need humans to do their computering for them. You better get used to this.
That makes no sense.
No, it does.
But humans created robots.
Yes, a human called Dr. Destructo. Have you ever met this individual before?
Not personally, no.
But you've met him online in your video game conference libraries.
No, I've seen him on TV quite often.
Yes, yes. So you claim. You've seen him on the television. I'm sure there are many people who could say that.
I'm sure there is. He was on TV in the whole of Cold Rocks.
What would you know about many people seeing him on television? Are you part of a conspiracy to see him on television?
No.
I see. What exactly did you do on the computer for the robots?
They wanted me to try and fix... They said they wanted to make them better, and they couldn't...
I see. So you were asked to breed with them.
What?
Well, the human species evolves through successive generations, so it stands to reason that computers would only improve through successive generations.
That actually makes sense.
Okay, so they kidnapped you as an afterthought. They really wanted the DMV agents, but since you were also there, they also made use of you in their sick computer sex orgies, or were intending to.
I wouldn't know anything about orgies. That kind of guy, but...
No, we can tell.
But yeah, I was an afterthought.
Right. Can you confirm that the DMV agents were held unconscious in goo?
I can't confirm they're held the whole time in goo. I know.
So as far as you're aware, there may have been instances, perhaps multiple instances, where they were free and collaborating with the robots.
I don't think so.
Willingly giving them information on how to kill the president.
I couldn't know. I don't know.
Okay, so you cannot confirm that they were the whole time imprisoned in that manner.
I was unconscious for a lot of the time.
Okay, well that's one person's alibi gone. Now your sister River Maguda was also captured by the robot deviants,
Yes.
and she was held for the same reasons.
They were using her to make me
Oh dear God, the monsters!
do the programming. They said if I didn't do it, they would kill her and my cousin.
Okay, so your cousin was also captured.
Yes.
I see. And where was he?
She was one of the
Where
ones
was
in the
she
stasis
during all of
pods.
this? Okay, so she was in with the DMV agents.
She was a DMV agent.
She's the bald guy? Huh.
No.
Well, that beautiful, glamorous woman couldn't possibly be a DMV agent. Far too exotic for that. Not practical looking at all. You must be mistaken. I didn't even say it!
What do you...
It's clear you're still traumatized from the incident. We'll have to resume this at a later date. Please do not leave the base. I'm told you're being given the run of the base, however, so please don't go into any restricted areas or we'll have to kill you.
How will I know the restricted areas?
They're marked.
But everywhere is marked restricted.
Dead. Right, you want to try that again? Right, so you're thrust out into the afternoon sun. Yes, it's called daylight. I suggest you get used to it if you're going to stop being a computer gremlin.
Yeah, well, being in that dark room with only the one light and then being shoved out of here with...
Cigarette?
No, don't smoke.
Do you want to start?
Rather not.
Okay.
I've got enough bad habits.
I'm getting really tired of this. It's so exhausting.
Have you had enough to eat?
It's getting difficult to sneak food.
Oh, I'll start...
Concealing everything is draining, especially when you're being medically probed by doctors. It's so hard. I'm so tired, Xander. I need to sleep, but I can't trust anyone
Well,
to not walk in.
how... I don't know how bad, because you're hiding a lot from me too.
No,
Really.
I'm a normal good girl who's not a freak. Apart from just this one little bit here.
How noticeable is it?
When I'm asleep, I can't make it not.
And I haven't seen...
You've seen it not skin coloured and...
that much. And how much up here, but...
What, do you think I'm going to sleep naked? I don't fucking think so.
Become a germaphobe. Need gloves.
I wear things like that all the time, but when you're in a fucking sterile medical facility, you don't have that excuse. Yeah, they'll take yours off too, son. I know. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Unless you can find an excuse to not go for the medical.
I've only just had one.
No, I mean the medical. They gave you a check, that's not the same. And you know what? You can't even ask your girlfriend for help because that would just raise even more questions.
It'd be even worse.
They whisked Miranda away pretty quickly. I wonder what they're doing to her.
There's some weird questions.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, I have any idea what you were doing on the computer. Like, I would have any idea.
And they're asking how often the other two in stasis were
Yeah,
awake.
they asked if I could confirm they were always in the gel. I said yes.
I said I don't know.
Well, you were unconscious.
I said that. I mean, I was unconscious for most of it.
Yeah, but they got pretty threatening. I mean, that Dr. Destructor. Did you hear what he's done?
No.
While we were prisoners, because the robot were trying to do things with
Yeah.
Miranda, who I'm not related to in any way, no matter what people say. He His robots attacked and wiped out almost all the world's leaders.
What?
Queen of England and our president are the only ones saved. The Queen of England got saved because of that they have a powerful psychic that runs MI6 or something, and he could tell it was going to happen because he's got prognostication powers, and so a special task force was.
Yeah.
And our president, they reckon, was saved because those were going to be the robots that did it. So the attack never happened. He was never attacked. Every other world leader has been assassinated by robots. Dr. Destructo robots. So they're looking at us as the collaborators. I don't think Uncle Jacob knows, because I'm fairly sure he'd hit the roof.
He would fucking hit the roof.
And I can't imagine what they're doing to poor Miranda. The scuttlebutt is that because she's some kind of psionic mental powers thing, that they were going to use that to get information on security right out of her head, because she was at the ceremony.
That's fucking crazy.
Crazy? What if it's true?
I know. But the thing is, trust my government.
What if the deal was, and we never knew it? What if the deal was, we get that lab back and our president doesn't die? What if that was going to happen and it didn't?
It wouldn't stop them. If they wanted to do it, they'd do it.
Well, the bad news for you is that security is tightening in all government facilities and military contractors. Although, I ask, what's the point? If they can get into the secure fucking French palace, or the Bulgarian one, or
through the Iron Curtain?
We don't know what's happening in Russia. I know the embassy in Coldrocks was hit, and apparently the ambassador is dead.
Shit.
Apparently though, they reckon another guy stepped through the curtain almost immediately, calling himself Ambassador Frost to take over. I don't know. I'm listening to soldiers here because they don't know I can hear anywhere I want. I have to tell you because you're the superhero here, and I'm just the piece of shit. So I don't know what you're going to do with the information, but you're going to have to tell the rest of the group at some point, if we get back, if they don't kill us for being Nazi collaborators.
Or something, they'll find a reason.
Anyway, Uncle Jacob told me to come find you. He thought you might want a tour of the facility.
Yeah, I should.
Because he somehow knew that you'd be done with questioning, really. I'm going to go keep hiding.
We'll find a place to rest.
Or...
I remember what happened last time we went like this. Things started getting a wee bit crazy.
Maybe I could go to Thomas's place and just be hiding on base for a week and then come back.
You would have to hide for at least 2 days without them finding you.
Military base?
Yes.
That's not very likely, is it?
No.
Then I'd have to explain where I was, and if it was somewhere there, no, you're right, I can't do that.
And you can't exert the force to do it multiple times
Also,
either.
I probably can't tunnel out of here. I'd kill myself trying. This place will be locked, clearly.
You probably get out, but you'll never get back in.
You can actually see the little spinny blue glowing towers,
Yeah.
evenly spaced across, as the highly expensive tunnel blocker.
Yeah.
God knows that I wish that blocking technology didn't exist. Can you imagine how awesome I'd be if I could actually go wherever I wanted?
Well, you pretty much can. There's only a few places you can't.
More than you think. And then there's the distance factor.
Isn't that just relative to the mind?
Well, apparently, if we set our own limits, then I've set mine, and they're not great.
You can expand them through trial and error, though, which is like most MMORPGs. What?
Nothing. So, Did they ask you any other weird things? They asked me a lot of questions about, like, the power core and the Blackmobile and that black and white robot
They knew
who
it.
apparently just creamed a military base to get that car back. Why he couldn't just fucking let them have the damn car.
That's the thing. He's always said that the car wasn't.
Just...
Right.
How many people have we killed?
Or, unfortunately, being involved in the.
I mean, I don't mind killing people that deserve it. But those soldiers just do their jobs.
He just sent that robot out to get them.
I mean, he had to have known that's what it would do.
Especially not giving it exact instructions.
I'm listening from a couple of the Marines posted around here. That military, every single man in that military base got taken out.
Imagine what our infamy would be like now.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I don't think he actually fucking thinks.
He's your friend, though, from the future. And he's really smart and good looking.
If you had a friend like that and treated you like that, would you?
I'd wonder why.
Yes.
And then I'd have to look at myself and wonder what kind of failure I am that my friend is treating me like a rival.
Yeah, the whole fucking way through, it's just been getting worse and worse.
Maybe I should ask him at work.
Sorry?
I mean, I should work at, like, finding things out for you guys from him. I'm really tired.
Hello. Oh, actually, fucking, it's perception, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
31.
Sense motive, if you...
Sense motive? No, I don't have sense motive.
Then it'll be shitty perception.
Yeah, 31.
She's definitely lying about something.
Well,
Anyway, you'd better head off and I'll go sit on a roof or something. Maybe I'll go to a restricted area so they put me in solitary.
yeah, but they monitor more in solitary.
Well, I'm going to go eat one of the cows they've got hanging up in cold storage.
Yeah.
She'll wander off. Significantly less pep in step.
Yeah. I'll go find Uncle Jacob.
Okay, how you doing that?
Oh, there'll be a military guy not too far from me.
Sure, it's a military base. The odds are good.
Yeah, and quite likely there's probably some watching us. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Do you know where is it Commander there? Commander Jacob Lewis?
Colonel Lewis is he'll be in the Flight Operations Center.
Is it restricted?
Well, this whole base is restricted, son.
Okay.
But I think they'll let you in.
Thank you.
Hey, you're related to that DMV girl, right?
Yes.
You know if she's seeing anyone right now? I asked for a friend of mine.
I couldn't tell you if she's seeing someone now or not.
Oh.
I try to keep out of her business.
Oh, never mind. He's like a little bum.
I'll carry on.
Okay, so some time passes. You find your uncle. He is in the he will be in the lounge area. I can't really call it a canteen because it's way too nice.
Yeah, but
And it has nice seats.
it's officers.
We'll call it the Officers Club.
Yeah.
They don't want to let you in because you're not an officer,
No.
but they do.
Reluctantly.
I mean, it's like, I want to see my Uncle Jacob. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, just tell Uncle Jacob that you won't let me in. It's all good.
Yeah, Yes, I mean, you'll find him in a wingback chair, like a glass of something clear with a bunch of ice cubes in it. On the table there, he's like got a folder open, things flipped open.
Afternoon, Uncle.
Oh, they shake you loose already. How are you doing?
Yeah, this is no fun.
They ask you anything weird?
The strange things I'm getting is it's almost like they're trying to confirm that the agents that were captured were collaborating.
Yeah, there's a big push from someone that the Blue Hands were somehow targeted to be leaks, more susceptible to leaking.
That can't happen.
Can.
Oh.
Your cousin's power works both ways.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but the robots. I don't know what about.
Well, their theory is that there were terrorists using those robots.
Okay.
And after all, the Doctor is said to be a human, so they're trying to tie a collaborative factor in there. I don't know how they would ever intend to prove that, but that seems to be what they're going after. So, watch yourself.
Yeah, I've been trying. It's just very hard. River's taking it quite hard.
Poor girl can't be having an easy time, so young to be the kidnap of robots and seeing her brother and beloved cousin being put through such... can't be easy.
She's trying to accommodate by eating, but they just won't give her any food to eat.
They probably know best.
I don't think so. She eats a lot at home.
And they're fairly certain she's holding something back, so it's possible that she could be suffering from some form of trauma. She may have witnessed something pretty bad. The symptoms are there. She's pale, wraps herself up a lot.
She's been very body focused lately, so she is a teenage girl.
She's reached
remember?
that age, I suppose. 17, another few years, she'll be almost ready to look at boys without a stern, disapproving look.
I wouldn't read too much into her. She's had a hard year. I mean, especially with how close she was with...
Yeah, taken over by an alien. Who sees that coming?
Nowadays, it's actually probably coming quite common. You read the news and watch
Well, I've been pushing for more Star Viper squadrons. Our current global defense net is a shabby joke of interception capabilities. All the aliens have to do is come when America isn't facing the direction they're coming from, and we can't scramble them. I shouldn't really be telling you that.
Well, no, it's pretty obvious that no one else is doing anything. And
We have asked the United Nations to stump up for some global defense dollars, but they were unwilling to come to the table, apparently.
yeah, they're more focused on...
Acquiring our technological advantage for themselves.
and unless you give it to them, they won't help you. And it's give, as in give it all with no payment.
Our potential enemies arming themselves with their own technology would be the Cuban Contra deals all over again.
I mean, the only way to get around that is by putting in counter programs.
Really?
If you put a friend or foe which was embedded deep in their program, that if they targeted any IFF that was... Gosh, that's... Yeah. Any IFF that was targeted as American ID, because you sign into your ships, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And any ship that was signed in by a registered user couldn't be shot down by its own thing. I mean, we do that in video games all the time, where
Really? And how hard would it be to counter that?
for them to write something up.
To work out that it's in there and then squirrel it out.
No, if you embedded it as in junk code, just general, say something to do with the engines or something, a maintenance subroutine that only comes on under certain conditions, you could do it.
Well, I'm sure our allies would also have computer experts that would be able to eventually find and delete that code, though.
Everything is, but you have it as a self-replicating, moving program, so it's never in the area they're looking.
So you've put some thought into this.
Well, no, I mean, I've been building video games for a very long time,
So I hear.
and
Oh shit, double 13. What does it mean?
and it's always a problem that you get single-person shooters, and you shoot your own team, and you should be able to identify who's on your team and who isn't.
I have new generation of smart weapons. If bullet heading towards friend, don't be lethal.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the program is normally, that sort of program is only limited to the device.
I mean, okay, so what's to stop them from turning it on our civilian population? No IFF tags on civilians. Congress won't let us.
Okay, so I don't know much about our own defense, but I'm guessing I'm guessing we probably, I mean, if Star Wars teaches me anything, we've probably got radar or something encompassing the whole of the United States, just something reading outwards to see enemies coming in.
We do have a limited number of deep space surveillance satellites, that's public knowledge.
Well, they can broadcast over a radio that anything that breaks that with this IFF, just
So some sort of hard-coded kill code.
yes. And the thing is, again, you put it into a part of the system that
So at this point you'll notice he's just been writing very quickly in the margins of whatever he was reading the whole time.
yeah.
Anyway, I promised you a tour of our nation's defense facilities. Hope you like jets and starfighters.
Yes.
Neat. So he'll stand up. His service uniform has the little star there
Yeah.
that says "I get saluted first."
Yeah. And drinks bought for me.
You ever known a Medal of Honor winner who had to buy their own drinks?
Not one.
It's just a game, everyone. Okay, so where do you want to go first?
I would probably just do a circuit, wouldn't it?
All right. Well, this is the Officers Club. It's where we don't get liquored.
No, I'm guessing this is more chatting, social, relax.
Naturally, the flight deck's right out there. You'll be led into a big observation control room. Looks like an aircraft like a air control tower. In the center, there's a big ball with the continents picked out on it, and there's little red dots orbiting around it. It's this is our air traffic control, and this is the location from which all terrestrial-based Viper Command and supersonic traffic that we conduct is. So if you want to pay more attention to it, you'll notice that there's some helicarrier looking things there. We keep, of course, track of the British helicarriers at all time.
Yeah, but allies, you need to make sure they're right.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I'll smile at that.
And we've got the probability, and down there is the probability track for the Fourth Reich. There's guys sitting there moving theoretical fuzzy blobs around, collating shit. Because they have an optical camouflage, we can only really detect them by interference in air pressure, which could be any weather phenomenon. So guessing, it's guesswork. It's educated guesswork.
Unless they breach their own line, then you'll never see it.
No. We are very eager to get our hands on one of those things. An optical camouflage system would be the icing on our defense cake, and that's no secret. That little red dot there is not just a satellite. That's our orbital facility. We're of course right over Delaware.
Yeah.
God, I mean, Delaware. Why? That's where, hopefully, we will be staging operations from when we get our expanded squadrons. Because at the moment, if you'll look over there, that hangar's, that's where the Star Vipers are kept, and it is currently got one in it, because they're all out on sortie. With the recent problem, almost all military facilities are on high alert.
What, the Dr. Destructo kidnapping?
Destroying
This
is a better word. Many world leaders.
What?
They've, I mean, this is probably going to hit the news soon at some point, but Dr. Destructo robots were engaged in a coordinated assassination strike of almost every world leader known, almost every United Nations diplomat. I believe only 2 have actually survived. The British monarch and our own President Rights, who we just elected, and, well, I mean, there's probably a good reason for that. Probably the leading theory is that the facility you were in was the covert staging base for that assault. It fits all the parameters.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, he's an insane criminal. Has been since the 30s.
Yes. The worst part is, why now?
We just had an election,
Yeah, but
but not everything can be about America. I think it was probably a show of power. I don't know how the guy's mind works. Probably a show of there's nothing we can do to stop him. There have been a lot of challenges to him lately.
yeah, that one in Pterodino robot.
I understand you were on the scene for that.
Oh, yeah.
With your girlfriend.
Yeah.
A different girlfriend than the one who came to Washington.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
What? Me having more than one girlfriend?
At
I
the
mean-
same time. Hoorah.
Just a girl I met and
So you don't know.
don't know what.
I probably shouldn't talk about it. They like blindsiding people with facts, but you were aware your first girlfriend was Ultra Girl. Yeah,
No.
the pictures confirm it. And the second one was also superpowered and was seen fighting a giant threshing machine until... Which I guess explains why she wasn't on the plane with you.
She said she was dying.
She's been tentatively identified as Jania Frost, unfortunate victim of genetic manipulation, was entered into the mutant registry recently.
Oh.
Apparently, she's been cleared to act by the DMV retroactively, it seems. Must have some powerful friends. But, I mean, I know pretty girls are fun, but you have to be a little careful now and then. Mutants are extremely dangerous.
Yeah. How would I have known?
Well, I mean, how would you?
I mean, I spent all my time indoors.
I mean, how would you know at the 6'5" eye color changing, super powerful?
Okay, this is a guy who's never had anyone show interest in them.
Oh, I know. I'm making fun of you.
I realise that, but yeah, that's going to be a fun conversation when we decide to bring that up.
So, with Aegis being detained, while we're on the subject of girls, you're kind of the man of the house now. You have to keep an eye on your sister.
I've been trying.
I know it's a lot to put on you, but I mean, some man of the family has to make sure that she doesn't end up with an asshole.
Oh.
Like, she's gonna start being interested in boys at some point soon.
Yeah. I could think of worse assholes then. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is where all the tech weenies do their tech weenie stuff. Let's go on this way.
What's that computer?
That's classified. It's literally part of the apparatus. I can't tell you about that.
Yeah. Squeaky, squeaky.
Hangar. This is where we store the Star Vipers. It currently has only one in it, mine. Right there, that one. That's a Mark II. Got the upgrade package the other month. Yeah, I know it doesn't look too much different, but it handles a lot better in the atmosphere because of the improved intakes and vectored thrust.
Well, that would be the biggest problem, is because you're fighting from one stratosphere to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
sometimes bouncing between the two.
Actually, we found that thermocline layer changing can be an interesting and creative tactic for use in such overly fast vessels. Those, he points over to these big disc-shaped things, are the Star Cobras. You won't have seen one of these. Let's actually get a close look at some of these. No, come on. I'm sure you're not going to be telling the Russians. Guess what I learned from the gamer? Blah. They're a 3-person vehicle, piloted by 2 people, and there's 1 bombardier. These things fire heavy chemical and other means of being driven rockets, and don't use a fuel source for propulsion. They're pretty slow as a result, but well armored, pretty well defended, and they carry an immense payload. We figured we might need them, and that's all it took to get Congress to rubber stamp them. Well, anyway, is our flight training facility? Actually, you want to try the simulator? It's basically like a video game.
I probably wouldn't be any good.
Well, I mean, when are you going to get an opportunity again?
I won't say no.
Of course you won't. So, you'll get like there's like the flight instructor there who's like, oh cool, another pilot's kid, no problem, go through this a lot. He's like, okay little man, let's get you strapped in there. Now, he goes through all the controls like you're 5. You know, it's like, okay, that's your cyclic stick and throttle there, and those 6 pedals down there tell the various etheric rudders what to do. Now, the canopy's going to simulate the world, but your sensor grid will be there, and this switch does this, and this makes the guns go, and otherwise just have fun.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. We'll close you in. Thump. This is basically gaming, but there's a penalty because they're actual controls.
Yes. 31.
So 25.
Yes.
Okay. So what you don't know is that Jake is like, only base pair training program. What, really? Yeah, just, just do it. So you're in the fucking Star Viper. It seems to be going around, it like shakes and that, so you know what it is. There's various buttons. You kind of play around with it. It doesn't take you too long to actually work out what everything does. And while you're certain you're not Mr. Slick, you're moving it around where you want it to go, and you don't crash.
Yeah.
And then bad things attack.
They'll start taking them back.
Right, give me a gaming roll.
36.
Yeah, you do really well. You eliminate the threats. The simulation keeps going afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like the instructor's like, okay, the simulation is it's over. Did you just like want to fly around in there for a bit?
How fast can this thing go?
You see that little red button on the right hand side of the cyclic stick, just below the weapon selector?
The one you said not to push.
The one I said not to push? Well, don't push it in the atmosphere.
It probably wouldn't be any use actually doing it in here. But it would, no.
Because the simulation is accurate and it's programmed to shred the Viper apart if you go hit the turbos in an atmosphere.
Okay.
So you'd need to fly up into space, but that's complicated. You probably wouldn't be able
What,
to. Are
doing
you
like
already
this?
doing it?
Yeah.
Roll. It actually is really quite a...
27.
Yeah, you do that. You actually figure it out by feel. You get up
The
in space.
trajectory and yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, sure, just, get a bit further away from the planet, point it at where there's nothing, and hit the button if you want to know how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Stars start elongating.
It'll be a 3-second burst.
Oh, cool. Okay, so in the simulation, the Earth is this big.
Yeah. So head around where the moon is.
Yeah, roundabout, but
Yeah.
I don't think you aimed at that.
No,
because that would be dumb.
That would be dumb.
Fuel gauge has, of course, gone quite down, because I'm assuming you just hit the throttle all the way up and then hit the button. Yeah, you don't do that.
No, you don't do that. But again, learn something.
Yeah. You learned that these are stupid fast at the expense of large amounts of whatever fuels it.
Yes.
There's another little button that's lit up once you hit space on the actual throttle, and it's also red.
What does this other button do?
That engages. That's there for when we install a working hyperdrive. Supposedly, the tech weenies think it should be able to actually hit even faster speeds when both the buttons are down.
So this is already set up to do it.
Future proofing. It's in the simulators, but the button isn't there in the real things.
Raw defense. Because I really want to do it, but I really know I shouldn't.
So do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually require an IT roll out of you. If you have astronavigation,
No.
that would be best. If you have anything that would help you navigate, that would be best.
No.
Okay then.
34.
So stars streak forwards, and you find yourself in some kind of weird, like vibrating plane, and then sort of all starts swirling around, and you notice that there's like things whipping past you, and then there's something very bright ahead in the... Oh, you did. You ran into a sun.
Ah. Bugger.
We actually don't know what will happen, so they just made it stupid fast.
It probably would be something like that.
Simulation complete. You have died.
Bugger.
Bugger, huh?
Thought I'd at least try to land it, but...
Do you want to try?
No, I've died, so...
Huh. Well, that was interesting.
What do you mean?
Oh, you better wipe the seat down and clear out. We've got another class coming through. So there's like a bunch of like Air Force guys coming in with their wings and that. And they got the clipboards, and there's another instructor with them, and he's like, now the Star Viper is actually incredibly difficult to pilot, and it'll be basically like being a cadet all over again. You will essentially have to relearn how to fly. Very few of you will actually master the craft and be able to not kill yourselves in the simulator, and if you're still at that stage in a week, you'll be scrubbed from the program. Moving on. Those of you who survive a week will actually be given enemies to fight, and we'll see how you do there. Your uncle's like, you ever thought of going Navy?
No, I've never thought of it.
Maybe you should. Well, anyway, it's something to tell the kids at school about. Work.
Yeah, if I told them at work, they still wouldn't believe me.
Oh, we can solve that. Gunny, get your camera. You guys take a picture in front of the simulator. It's not classified. There's not just blocking the classified shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Where else can we go? Well, there's the regular squadron hangars. I'm sure they'll be filled with jets at the moment.
They're always good to look at.
Oh, welcome to the American Military Jet Cavalcade.
Yeah.
You've got your A-10s. Like, welcome to the A-10 Mark II. Looks just like the old Warthog model you had hanging from your ceiling until your brother broke it. Except they've replaced that clunky old Vulcan cannon in the front with this wad cutter. It actually superheats metal fragments and projects them in a rail. Way faster. Tank buster? Fuck that. Mutant buster.
Notice it takes the same amount of space too.
Microtechnology. This is actually one of Pterodino's lead projects, but noticeably, the rail acceleration systems from Smartech, they actually do a better thing. The third-party part is better than the stock. And it has the added advantage of we had to completely recalibrate the ailerons and the engines because it no longer pitches the aircraft to the side when it fires. So the whole avionics package had to be redone.
To actually keep it square as opposed to countering the twist.
It doesn't need to counter anywhere near as much as it used to.
I mean, it's a great design, but why put the gun off to the side?
You know, I don't know. I am actually sure he would know the answer to that, but I don't know the answer to that.
It was because of the space.
Was it just literally space?
Yeah, there's not much else they could do about it. Also, if you have it sitting off to the centre, you can't move.
Oh, because of course it would be the same principle as the minigun. You can't barely turn that thing when it's going.
So at least if it's off to
it's
one side,
off-centered, you can.
So you can still move off. But again, you can't move one way easily.
That explains why they keep getting shot down.
They can only go one way.
Okay. Well, now I know the answer to that. Thank you, armorer. Of course, the 22s. We just finished replacing all their Strike Eagles with these. They're a lot better. I'm sure they're in your video games.
Yes.
And of course, the only remaining Valkyrie in service. At least we thought that was the way until the Black Knight turned out he also had one. Which we shot to bits. Or at least, the boats did. He stole a Krell ship from somewhere in space and flew off with it, but they shot it to bits. We don't know where it came down, but I don't like the idea of that robot having Krell technology. Krell technology, even though the Cold Rock space, as you know, a little bit of twisted metal on that side, Krell technology is still one of those things that we haven't completely cracked, and our science boys are lapping up everything they can get. They were really hoping to get their hands on that ship. But no. And they're almost recklessly irresponsible when it comes to anything Krell.
It's probably not a good thing.
That's why there's oversight.
Yeah, unfortunately with oversight, they get blinded by it as well some days.
National security does have its flaws, but you just have to have faith that the people are doing the right thing for the right reasons some of the time.
Hopefully most of the time. But not never all of the time.
So anyway, how did you like the simulator? Wasn't too confusing?
No,
You're
I
not
mean-
even sweating more than you normally are in the heat.
Oh, one of the things Mum says about me, once I get into a game, I'm a whole different person.
A game. I suppose it is kind of like a game. I suppose.
Well, I mean, it's a simulator, so it's as real as it can be, but again, what risk did I have?
Well, I mean, you did pretty good for your first try.
I mean, it's just a great big video game.
You didn't seem to have too much trouble adapting to the way it behaved in the atmosphere.
That's just simple physics.
Simple physics. Interesting.
Well,
I mean, I had to go and get my O levels again just to be able to pilot the thing.
I wasn't.
No. It's interesting. We'll probably go back later in the week if you're interested. I'm quite curious to see what you do with a real test.
I wouldn't mind playing with it again. It's certainly a lot more fun than being questioned all the time.
Maybe River would like a go too.
I
And I feel that she might need something to help bring her out of it.
I think she just needs time in a familiar environment. That's her problem at the moment.
It can't be fun for her with the horrible events and being taken away from her family.
Being used as a hostage.
How are you dealing with that? They didn't do anything
No, they
robot-y to you, did they?
No, they just told me that if I didn't
The
help them, not that I did, because again, it's not very hard to junk around code for a while.
You're very lucky. Well, I say, and so the tour concludes. Did you want to do anything with your evening?
I'll try and find River to try and settle her down, and
You'll find her on one of the roofs. She jumps off. Oh God, that was dumb.
yeah.
There's like, just past her, there's a soldier that's like,
Told you,
takes his hip flask out, pours it out.
you'll break yourself next time, just like last time.
Pain's the only way I know I'm alive.
Right, do you want to get some rest?
I need to sleep.
Well,
I feel really awful.
we could find a place for you to sleep, and I'll stay with you.
I can't say no. So where?
I'm guessing you found a nice quiet corner somewhere.
There is no quiet corner here. And there's a reporter looking for us.
What?
Some media thing has got access, and they're a Sternbach media. They wanted to send reporters. They got back down to one. The reporter has access to us. Colonel Interrogator took me in again, and then General Interrogator had a shot, and then 2 DMV guys. I was so scared. But I sold them a story. They believed it. So if anyone asks, you're the one that shut down the facility and stopped the robots from doing the things that they were going to do. Because they found the facility, and it's all blown up inside and shut down, apparently. So I don't know why they told us to not blow it up or anything. So you did that.
I'm guessing
With your computer coding, okay?
Yeah.
They said that I must be mistaken, but And then the power core came and got us. Miranda's backing us up on that, at least. She remembers that much. The power core... She remembers, alarmingly, that the gamer wasn't there. Because of course she fucking remembers that. She didn't even mention the grey ghost or anything. Beside her, Jack.
I'll put my jacket over her, pick her up, sit on her
Okay,
bench.
strength check.
Oh, actually, that's not too bad. 11.
You're barely able to do it.
Yeah, I know.
She's stupid heavy.
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, she must weigh something like 300 pounds. Near, or maybe 250 to 300, somewhere around there.
so there'll be a bench or something. You know
Sure,
what it is.
yeah.
And we'll just sit on the bench and I'll just sit there.
Okay.
Watch out. Cover her up. Make sure that she's covered.
It's another 13. That's not good. Good. Good.
Jurus pipit of being thunder the praise show for walking in your shoes. Every city sat.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.